In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. What is the irresponsible attitude and why it is that bad? Dear friends and fellows, I was talking to a person that your bike, the motorbike, does not have a lock. So, to make it safe, you should install or repair the lock of the bike. He replied that many of the motorbikes have been stolen despite the fact that they were locked. So, what he did actually, he was defending his wrong attitude, his wrongdoing, his erroneous attitude he himself was defending. This is not the only case. Many of the people, particularly here in our society, unfortunately, they are not trying to avoid they are not trying to avoid the wrongdoings. Why? Because they think that they can evade the punishment. Since they can evade the punishment, so they don't need to avoid it. So the actual thing is not the wrongdoing, but the punishment. But what they don't know is they can't avoid the punishment. Some of the wrongdoings they do know that they will not be able to evade the punishment, and they try to avoid it. Another many of the wrongdoings they think that they can evade the punishment of it, so they don't try to avoid it. But I said that they cannot avoid the punishment at all. It's not humanly possible to avoid the punishment at all. But the only thing is whether the punishment is going to be awarded very now, immediately, or after some of the time. That's the only difference. That's the only difference. Some of the punishments are hard felt by the people, like the motorbike of that person is stolen, who was found saying that even the locked bikes are being stolen. So, what is the benefit and what is the use of getting the lock repaired or installing the new lock? Although the locked houses are also burgled, the dacoities are taking place, even the housemates are there inside the house. Should it mean that we should leave the houses unlocked and unoccupied by the people while there are quite a lot of valuables inside? I think that we need to adopt the right sort of attitude and a responsible attitude. If at all there is a kind of friction between you and someone else, and it is because of any wrongdoing on the part of you, on the part of me, any mistake on the part of you, on the part of me, I think to be a responsible human being, we need to instantly accept the responsibility, say sorry, apologize, or even if there is a kind of compensation to be made, I think we should be prepared to do that. That is the attitude of a responsible human being. We need to become a responsible person, not because we want to avoid the prompt punishments against the wrongdoings, but because having enough knowledge and wisdom to understand that a wrongdoing, a wrongdoer will be punished, either very now or after some of the time, but she, they cannot avoid the punishment at all. Another person, he was traveling, moving in someone else's car when he saw a chingchi rickshaw upon which there was a big font size sentence written, "It is all because my mom's pray for me." In Urdu, ये सब मेरी माँ की दुआ है. The man who was traveling in someone else's car opened the window and shouted, "It is not your mom's dua, but rather a bad dua of your mom that you are driving a rickshaw." I think this is highly an irresponsible attitude. If at all somebody is that much of contented soul that he is happy with a rickshaw, maybe earlier than that he did not own it, but now he do. If somebody is contented with it, if somebody is having an attitude of gratitude, being grateful toward the parents, toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, toward the society, nobody have got the right to make them unhappy, to taunting them, to ridiculing them. It was actually a kind of ridicule. Ridiculing is absolutely an irresponsible attitude. We don't have any right to ridicule anyone else at all. If somebody is happy, you are trying to make them an unhappy person. If at all somebody is grateful, you are grateful towards parent, toward Allah, towards society, and you want to make them an ungrateful person. If somebody is having a contented soul and you want to make them greedy, but you are doing absolutely nonsense and absolutely wrong. You are disturbing the peace of mind of someone else. You have no right to do that actually. You are disturbing the peace of mind of someone else. You did not get any right to do that at all. What you are doing is a highly irresponsible attitude. And this irresponsible attitude, I believe, will not go unpunished here in this world, during this life. But even if someone does, even if some of the people don't have to undergo a kind of punishment for the wrongdoings they did make, it does not mean that they're safe from it forever. Not at all, not at all. Rather, there is going to be a court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well. And in this court, we will not be able to avoid the punishment at all. We will be held responsible for whatever we have been doing here in this world. We will be held responsible for whatever we have been doing here in this world during this life. Each and every good deed will be rewarded and will not go unrewarded at all. Likewise, whatever we did wrong here in this world, but we were not punished, maybe because the person against whom we did that was so weak and was unaware of what we have done with that particular person. Whatever it is, if they are unable to defend themselves against you, your wrongdoing does not mean that you have gone scot-free Nobody can go scot free at all. Nobody can go scot free. In the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is going to be held a court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Each and every deed, good or bad, will not go unrewarded or unpunished at all. Dear friends and fellows in Pakistan and abroad, there are people who are found doing the good deeds, not because they are promptly rewarded, not because they are given any sort of material reward, not because they are honored here in this world, but only for the sake of their own satisfaction, for the satisfaction of their own conscience. These are the conscientious people. These people will keep doing the good deeds, whether somebody is watching it or not, whether they are being publicized and rewarded here in this world for that or not. They will keep doing the good deeds because it is their nature, because deep inside them they do understand that nothing good goes unrewarded. And it is really the best and the good attitude. If at all you are doing it for the sake of your own contentment, for the sake of your own satisfaction, for the sake of your own pleasure, and not because you want to reap the rewards of it here in this world during this life, not because you want the world to recognize your good work, your social work, your contributions, seeking the recognition here in this world for every good deed being done. I think that they can't claim any sort of reward in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Dear friends and fellows, never think of doing the bad, even if at all nobody is watching it. Never hesitate to do the good thing. Never be reluctant to do a good deed, even if nobody is watching it. Do it for the sake of your own conscience. Do it for the sake of your own satisfaction. And that is definitely the best reward. Best rewarder is the one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Thank you very much. Jazakumullah khair.